Now then, people, it's Joe, it's All Leeds TV, and it's time for another episode of Before the Whistle Blows. My favourite, genuinely favourite time of the week. I love getting together with these guys. It's always a good laugh. I just wish Hal was a little bit more funnier so he could bring himself up to our level. Then we'd be all right. But yeah, look, FA Cup weekend this weekend, as we all know, Leeds aren't in it. But we'll let these guys have their little say on it a little bit later on. It's a Mickey Mouse trophy. No one's asked, really, to be fair, if we're being honest. It's all about mid-table in the Premier League for me. But we'll... yeah, exactly. And we will have a touch on some key points that have happened and are going to happen that may affect Premier League and the running in the title race. Why not? We might as well do a bit of that. How are you? How is everyone doing? Corey, how are you getting on, my man?
I'm good, mate. I'm all good. West Ham 7th in the league, above Fat Frank. It's exactly what I want to see. Long may it continue.
Yeah, love it. You're on a right run as well, to be fair. Hal, how are you getting on?
I mean, I just want to say, since I've been on this channel, thank you so much for inviting me. I've actually started watching some of your content. I was watching what you were putting out yesterday. Very interesting conversation that you're having with those two chaps. One guy, was it from Barbados?
Barbados, yeah.
Yeah, Barbados. Yeah, fascinating. And I think, in all seriousness, you knew that I grew up in an LS postcode, and had things been different, had I suffered a serious traumatic brain injury, been left in maybe a vegetative state, then I could very well have been a Leeds United fan, and things would have been different. So thank you, and I'm really enjoying the content you're putting out.
Oh, thank you so much, Hal. As you can tell, my eyes look like piss holes in the snow. I'm really, really tired, but we said we would do it.
All comparison.
Horrible turn of phrase.
Sorry. But I received a lovely phone call today. Oscar is back. Oscar is good. So he's missed it, to be fair. He was saying he just wants to get back. So Oscar will be taking over the reins tomorrow and will be back with us. Now moving forward, which I'm buzzing about because it means I can have a rest. But yeah, it's good that Oscar's coming back. Elena, how are you? What have you been up to? All I see now all the time is just pictures of you on social media saying, I've hit this subscribe, I'm doing this right. What's been going on?
Not much really. I go on a lot of people's channels now, and a lot of people see me through you guys, which is crazy. This is one of my favorite shows I do. It's just such a good vibe, so I'm so grateful to have been asked to be part of it. But yeah, I seem to be growing quite steadily. I mean, we've just hit I was on 765, which is pretty good. So thank you for having me on, and thanks to everyone that has subscribed. I've got a lot of Leeds fans that subscribe. So yeah, we might not play your style of football, but no, I am longing to.
Good fans. If you haven't already, make sure you check out Elena's channels and everyone else's. And Locks, how are you, mate? Title race time, man. Loving life, surely.
Yeah, mate, it's been a good week. Well, until today when we heard the news about Vardy. But yeah, title race, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. 3rd place, so above Liverpool, not bad.
They're shite though, aren't they, to be fair, let's be honest. But before we do go any further, now we've done introductions, just while I remember, I just need to remind everyone, this video is, of course, sponsored by Football Prizes. There's a lot of Leeds related prizes up there at the minute, but they are all selling out quick. I don't know whether or not that's down to me and my selling techniques. I highly doubt it, but they are going out quick. But there is one available, a 96-98 Leeds United signed and framed shirt. You've got some fantastic names on there, the likes of the Chief, Radaby, Nigel Martin, Gary Kelly, Tony DeRigo. There's loads on there. There's a few there that I'm not going to mention. Ian Hart, Jimmy Floyd Piggy Bank. Yeah, there's a few on there, but make sure you check that out. And there is other shirts available as well, guys. Look, you can get yourself a Fabinho signed and framed Liverpool shirt, Vieira signed and framed Arsenal shirt, which I'm sure Elena will be buzzing about. But yeah, it's there's loads on there. Look, you can even get yourself Football Manager 2021 and a new Xbox as well, I think, which is on there, which is cool if gaming is your thing. So make sure you check them things out. But let's start with yesterday and the shock result with Burnley beating Liverpool. I couldn't believe it, if I'm being totally honest. The fact that they've They haven't been beaten for almost 4 years, and for them to get undone by Burnley of all clubs, you know. And yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on it and what's really going on with Liverpool. It's too early to be saying they're out of it, innit? You know what I mean? You know what it's like. But Corey, what are your thoughts on that result yesterday?
I think it's been coming, to be honest. Burnley have had a couple of decent results up there, and Liverpool, particularly in the last couple of games, sides are going up there, sitting behind the ball, and Liverpool are being tasked with trying to break them down, and they just can't do it. And listen, I think they missed Jota, to be fair to them. I think the biggest thing that's threatened them is the Henderson-Fabinho centre-back pairing. They can't push further enough up the pitch. They've lost them in midfield. They can't try and create, and they're becoming a bit predictable. And I was kind of sitting there earlier thinking, why have they changed so much? Yes, of course, they miss a goal scorer, but equally, I think teams suss them out. And they're happy to get a draw against Liverpool now. And obviously now they struggle against Burnley. We beat Burnley. We're only 2 points off Liverpool, and they're sliding down that table. So, I mean, Jurgen's got to change something pretty quick.
Yeah, it does, mate. You're right. And whether or not that's individuals coming into the club, I'm not sure. But something does need to change for Liverpool. Hal, what do you make? I mean, just before we do that, we've got a lovely comment in here. We all love Hal. Look at those cheekbones. He's a beauty, isn't he? He's an absolute beauty. But what do you make to that result yesterday? More to the point, tell me what you think about Klopp wanting to take on Sean Dyche. Surely he's on a hide into nothing there. Dyche would absolutely eat him alive, wouldn't he? Surely.
Sean Dyche would with anyone, I think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fascinating? Like a battle royale with all the managers in the Premier League. Maybe not Roy Hodgson. I think that would be. We'd actually put him out.
Bielsa as well. I think Bielsa maybe is a little bit too old.
Well, maybe I think Bielsa could be involved because he'd actually have a weapon. He'd have that bucket.
Yeah.
So you swing a bucket, you could catch someone with that, and that do some damage. So that'd be interesting. I would certainly pay to see that, and that would actually be more interesting than the Liverpool-Burnley game, which went down to a penalty. I was delighted in a way, because can I be honest with you? And I know it's just us talking here. I am kind of resigned to relegation, and I never thought I'd say that. I've never actually been in a situation where I've been resigned to relegation. Normally it's been West Ham cheating us.
I knew you was going to say that. I was actually waiting for it. I was like...
and finally, it's our own fault. And also, I will just say, Corey, I know that I often have a go at West Ham, and I hate you. But actually, Locks has made me like you more, Corey, because I dislike Locks so much that you've gone up.
I love it.
Estimation.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Moving up the hierarchy.
Is this about earlier on?
It's about the last sort of 2 weeks where you've just been mean.
Come on.
We've got like a little WhatsApp chat now, haven't we? And even when I was reading this chat, I was like, wow, Locks, that was a bit harsh, wasn't it? You know, when he said about the Premier League. Yeah, not good.
He wished injury upon Jamie Vardy, so... I
didn't wish injury upon Jamie Vardy. Reprehensible human being.
This is getting out of context now.
So does that answer your question about the Liverpool-Burnley game?
Yeah. Dead on the money, mate. Great. But Locks, man, you're in a title race. Seeing that, I would say you're in a title race, to be fair. I don't know if you go along with that, but seeing that loss to Burnley yesterday must have been huge.
Yeah, completely. I mean, obviously it's a massive win for Burnley, but it's an even bigger win for everyone else at the top. I think in terms of Leicester, we still won't be spoken about. It will still be Man United, Man City, Liverpool, and that's just how it will be unless Leicester go 10 points clear, but that's not going to happen. I think this time last season, Liverpool were like 14 points clear at the top of the table or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, their fans are obviously gutted, and I can see why, but... Yeah, I think it's too early to say anything about Leicester. I know I said this last week, and obviously we then went and beat Chelsea 2-0.
That was a beauty, mate. I absolutely loved that result, by the way. It was a beauty.
It was a good game, mate. Yeah, no, it was quality. It was a good performance by us. Chilwell having a stinker, as we knew he would. But I think Leicester, we are the underdogs still. Even 5 years on from winning the league, we are still the underdogs. And I think that will continue. And I think that's probably what's best for us, really. I think, the more of the underdogs we are, the more we go under the radar and the more we can kind of creep up on everyone else.
Yeah. It's better that way, man. It's better that way. Just before we come to Elena, Backyard TV, who's got his own YouTube channel. Make sure you check out Scott's channel. He's an absolute legend. Says, will Hal still come on when the Blunts are relegated? I mean, for me, yeah, of course he can. I did think about this and quite some time ago now, but I've got so used to the guy that I think it wouldn't be the same without him. But Hal, would you want to come on and chat Premier League when you're mixing it mid-table in the Championship?
No.
It's so hard to replace that. I don't think we'd be able to find anyone with.
Well, as Nick says, he's made a very good point. He says if you think Hal's funny, you really need to subscribe to the Sheffield United way.
That's a good point.
You do need to do that, because if you're thinking, oh, there's nothing on there for me, I hate Sheffield, as you'd call us if you're Corey.
Me?
No, Elena. Check us out, because there's interviews with former players on there, and they're really interesting. They're like quality podcast episodes. And Nick is magnificent and a very very handsome gentleman as well, if I may say.
Yeah, he's got beautiful hair colour, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it's very very Amber-esque. But yeah,
Matt Hayes has got me laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt says, I wonder will Elena still come on when Jose wins the league? I think Matt's after your slot. I think that's what it is, Elena.
Yeah, Matt, you're after my slot. You're not getting it. If we win the league and it's Jose Mourinho, I'll have a poster of him behind me. Don't you worry. You're not getting my slot.
If you win the league, I'm not turning up. Trust me, man. If I don't win the league,
he'll be crying as well. So it's fine. It's all good.
But Elena, do you consider yourselves to be in a title race? Did you look at that Burnley result yesterday and think, oh? Because I know Matt does. I was speaking to Matt Wednesday night, and he thinks Tottenham are in a title race.
I think it's a bit. I don't know. I think it's very difficult to say we're in a title race, considering we are 2 injuries away from having hardly any goal scorers. Yes, Vinicius could play, but he's not going to fill the boots of Harry Kane, and he's hardly played in the Premier League. So I don't think we're in a title race. I think it all depends on our injury situation. I think we're in a top 4 race, and I think that block of 6 is very, very tight. I think anyone can go from like 4th to 2nd or 5th to like 2nd in a couple games.
Not.
But I mean, in that top six, just to make it clear. But I think that if you think realistically, it's City, Liverpool, and Leicester that are really in there. I think Liverpool is still in there because, considering with all their injury crisis, they're still up there. So I think you can't really deny them. But I don't think Tottenham are in a title race. I think we're hoping for a cup and top 4. And I'll reiterate, if he doesn't get a cup, he has failed.
Yeah, but I think he will. Carling Cup, FA Cup, Europa League. He'll do something, I'm sure.
Europa League, but
sorry, go on, Elena.
I don't think we have the squad for the Premier League and for the Europa League, but I think we have the squad for. Obviously, we're in a final, so I think that's our best hope.
Yeah, Carling Cup. Yeah, it's better than no in it. I'd rather have that than nothing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But talking it, you mentioned there 2 injuries away from having no goal scorers. Obviously, huge news that Kevin De Bruyne is going to be out for City as well. That's a huge loss. Huge loss. Is there anyone? Do you reckon that no one really? It's a silly question. No one really can do what he can do for City, but. Do we think it might derail them a little bit, Corey, maybe? Because they do look like they've been flying.
Mate, they are absolutely superb. I think the way that Pep's turned it around up there, and he's got them really playing, and they play with a false 9, and I guess it gives them options. Listen, if you're losing De Bruyne, he's one of the best players in the league, if not the best. I think they can get away with it. I think the thing that Pep's shown is that he can get that centre-back pairing right, that they can't concede goals, they can score from different areas. Gundogan's getting a couple of goals, Bernardo Silva's coming into form. I think they'll be able to stabilise a bit. It is just for 4 weeks, I believe 4 to 6 weeks. City have got such great squad depth as well. Possibly if they get Aguero back in. Listen, mate, I've been super impressed with them for around 2 months now. So I think they'll ride the storm.
Yeah. Stones has been absolutely unreal, and he at the back, and I'm so glad because he's a Yorkshire lad. It's a Yorkshire lad, and he's got great moves, to be fair. Locks, what about yourself? Is that another one where you look and think, oh, buzzing, out KDB, we're going to win the league again?
It would be if I didn't think they had a big enough squad, but I think they're more than capable of kind of getting through this little period without him. Obviously, no one comes close to Kevin De Bruyne, but you still have players capable of winning your games. As you said, Bernardo Silva, he can play in the middle. You've got Foden, Gundogan. It would have been handy for them to keep David Silva, I suppose, for this year. But yeah, I think this is Man City. I remember last season or whenever it was, Jose Mourinho was on Sky and he said, they asked him who's the best team or who are the best two teams in the Premier League, and he said Man City and Man City B, and I think that sums it up. Their squad is so good. They've got depth there, so yeah, I'm not really too, I don't think it's going to affect them too much.
And what about the Vardy situation? Talk to me about Vardy. Obviously, we mentioned just off air, he's got an issue. He's had it for so long. Seems a bit strange for them to want to do it now when you're in a title race.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hernia or something on the hip. I didn't even know you could get a hernia on the hip, but apparently you can. And yeah, he's had it for years. He's had it for about 3 or 4 years. And it just every now and then you'll see him limp off the pitch, and he says in his interview afterwards it's just flaring up. But the past few weeks, it's happened a couple times, and he's not been on it. He's not been on it at all in the Chelsea game and in the, I can't remember who it was now. The game before Chelsea, Southampton. He obviously was playing, and we won both games, but something wasn't right with him. I think in the Southampton game, he had 6 shots on target and didn't put one away, and that's just so unlike him. Someone like Jamie Vardy. He normally only needs 1. So, yeah, I think the plan was for him to have it at the end of the season. It's been, pushed forward with obviously the Brentford game. And maybe, I don't know, will we dip into the market? I'm not sure. But, it's a massive miss. Jamie Vardy would be a massive miss for any club in the world. I don't care what level you're at. And, the only positive to take from it, not a positive, but on the upside, Vardy hasn't scored since the 20th of December against Tottenham. And we've scored 13 goals since then, or 14 goals since then, and none of them have been him. I think that shows that we are still capable of scoring goals without him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've just seen a Leeds fan there putting Vardy missing for the Leeds game, but then when you put it in context and there you mentioned that you've actually scored 13 goals and he's scored none of them, then actually, obviously he's still a massive, massive miss. How long's he expected to be out for, Locks?
Rodgers today said a few weeks. I think that's best case scenario.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see on that. But I think they want him to be back for the Europa League game against Prague next month. That might be a push. So you're not going to want to rush him back either, because he's going to be vital for the the end of the season if we do stay in these positions. But yeah, a few weeks at the minimum, I think.
Yeah, good. Hal, what are your thoughts on Jamie Vardy? Just in general, really.
Yeah. Don't like him, don't like Leicester City. I think the fact that, even when they won promotion in the 13-14 season from the Championship, they broke financial fair play. I think that cost Sheffield United a promotion that season. They admitted it. They had to pay a fine. I think it was 3.1 million, even though they went over by 8 million. It's not on. I don't like cheating. Corey knows that. He supports it.
It always happens to Sheffield United for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
it really does. I feel like I walked under a ladder. I was about to say I walked under a black cat then, but
Yeah.
Walks past you. I'm not superstitious anyway. It doesn't matter. But don't like Locks. Don't like Corey.
Oh God, man, Elena, how much of a loss is Jamie Vardy for Leicester? It's huge, right? It'd be akin to you losing Kane, right?
For us, yeah. Like if that was us, that would be huge. But I feel like they've been able to cope. But I think it is massive. Just even not having him available, it just puts like a certain mentality in the players, and it obviously you're not as confident. Like when we didn't have Kane available, even if he's not. Like if he wouldn't play that game anyway, like a cup game or something, I know that our players think, okay, well, what are we gonna do when we need someone? And then it just sets out that negative energy. So I think he's a big miss not only if he's not even scoring the goals, but having him on the pitch is a huge boost for them. So I think it is a big loss, but I still think they'll be in and around the mix. I feel like they've been very underestimated this season, and we've kind of just, not noticed them as much. So I feel like it's going to be a miss, but you're not going to really see it. You're not going to notice it as much.
I think, on Leicester though, it's not even that. It's just on an individual basis. I think James Maddison gets nowhere near the credit he deserves.
Oh, he's such a baller.
He should be up there with, like, the way the media.
Oh, I love him. Even though he hates Tottenham, I absolutely love him.
It's not just Maddison though. Harvey Barnes don't get anywhere near that England team, and I still can't. I still don't get it. And I do understand we seem to have so many number 10s, but Maddison as well, adding goals to his game, and he's come back from that injury. And
Is there that much difference between him and Grealish?
No, I don't think there's too much. I love Grealish, but I don't think it's too much of a difference. I personally would prefer Grealish because Maddison hates us, but other than that, no, he doesn't. He's a gooner. He absolutely hates us. But I think he's a great player, and he scored those wonder goals against us, which I'm sure lots remembers.
I think what you were saying there though about England and all that, don't get close to the England team. I think recently, Mark Albrighton's been our best player by far. Obviously, Maddison and Harvey Barnes have been standing out because they've been getting the goals. But Mark Albrighton is crazy. He did what he did in 15-16 as our left winger for the whole of the season, our left-sided midfielder. And since then, he's been in and out. I mean, he was never going to play much under Claude Puel. But Brendan Rodgers, he's been using him. And I think it's something stupid like 12 games with him and we've won 10. And 6 games without him and we've lost 4 or something. So he just offers so much stability. And, if there wasn't this stigma around the kind of players that get called up to England, Albrighton should be within a shout there, but he's not going to be.
I don't know about that, mate. I don't know if I agree with getting Mark Albrighton in the England squad. But there you go.
I just like the fact that we had a reference to Claude Puel because he was constant sex voice. Everything he said, wasn't it? It was like, oh, Locks, I love your hair, your eyes. Please come and sit next to me. Let me take you by the hand. You'll never let go of those blue eyes. I will be lost in your eyes forever. You transfix me, you complete.
He's the worst, Claude Puel.
And let's talk about my favourite subject and a lot of Leeds fans' favourite subject, Mr. Fat Frank. I'm surprised he's still in a job, genuinely. I think he's saving grace maybe, and I read this and it probably makes sense, is the fact that Ollie and Arteta have had similar sort of runs and turned them round, and maybe that's why they look at him and think he can do it. But yeah, it's a strange one that he's still in a job, right, Corey? I know you feel the same as me when it comes to Frank. He's no clue, has he?
He hasn't. I mean, he has had a job done on him by Guardiola and obviously Brendan Rodgers most recently. And listen, Leicester are a fantastic side, Man City are, but against Fulham as well. If Fulham didn't get that man sent off, possibly it's a different result, and he isn't in the job. I think it's more to do. I mean, you look at the interesting thing is Abramovich and the type of manager he wants to bring in, either Tuchel or Nagelsmann. He wants to bring in a German manager, and that's clearly because he spent nearly £120 million on Havertz and Werner, which is kind of a really basic way of looking at it. But he's Fat Frank, man, obviously. But I don't know. He's basically a dead man walking, to be fair, and one dodgy result, and he's gone. It's kind of like Chelsea, with their managerial history, he's got to go.
Yeah. Let us know as well, Ladimus in the prime. I know he's a big Chelsea fan. Let us know. Do you want him gone? I just want to know. I want to know what the general consensus is amongst, getting a bit of feedback here, among Chelsea fans. Elena, you do some stuff with Ladimus. I know. What's your thoughts on the Fat Frank situation? Or Frank?
I don't think it's. I don't think it's who. I don't think it's if he's got a getting out of a job. I think it's who they're going to find to replace. I just think they're waiting to get that person to be ready. I think it's just. I think it's just who they're going to get in. I think Fat Frank is out of a job. I don't think he's got a job. I think it's just when they're going to get someone in. I think they're just waiting on getting that person in. I think, yeah, like you say, it's either Tuchel or Nagelsmann. I think they want them to be ready there. And I think then they're going to obviously get rid of Frank. But I don't think it's if they're getting rid of him. I think it's when. I think it's a matter of when. And for me, I mean, obviously Allegri, they've got as well, but I don't think they're going for him. I mean, for me, I would have gone for Nagelsmann because I think he's a great manager. I mean, obviously, yeah, Tuchel's good as well. Kind of unfairly sacked, but I'm all for it because they got Pochettino and he's not at a Prem club, so that's fine. You can get rid of Frank now. I don't have to worry. But yeah, for me, it's just I think it's when they get someone in, not if. And I think they'll get him. They'll have him gone. I think he kind of set himself up for failure spending that much money. If you spend X amount, 200, 300 million, you are expected to be in and around the mix at the top. And yeah, it takes time to gel, but we all know that they don't have patience. Chelsea's owners don't have patience, and they don't care about that. They want results and they want it now. And I feel like it's a matter of you spent so much money. I expect you to be doing a job that you're not doing, and that's why I think it's like he set himself up by spending so much money.
Yeah.
Shall I hit on you?
Go on. It's horrible because I can hear myself.
If we all get enough of these like financial chip-ins that people do, we could purchase you some headphones.
Do you know what? I was going to wear headphones, but I look really funny with them on.
I don't care.
No one wants to look stupid in big headphones.
But you don't look stupid. How? But is it not bad?
No.
It's not. You're not even.
Without
breathing.
these, I'm considered very attractive.
See, the thing is, when I talk, and then I can hear is like when you speak, like a gruffly voice, like I'm like, oh, is that how I sound?
Really? Is that what it's like?
It's a bit horrible, to be honest.
Yeah,
is it that bad right now?
It's truly awful.
Let me see if I can. Let me pump these in.
Okay, good.
I don't see why.
Good viewing.
You're not freezing at all.
Oh, it's not about you freezing, man.
No, but normally it's bad when you lot are freezing, not other times.
You know, we are competing with live football, so we're watching a woman plug in some headphones.
You can go on.
Honestly.
Go on. Talk to me about Frank.
Yeah, Fat Frank. I don't like him being called that. I think fat shaming, in 2021. I think the man's body fat percentage will actually be significantly lower than a number of people I could randomly pluck out of the air. But Julian Nagelsmann's a really excellent shout because what he reminds me of is he's 33, right? So Joe, just start with you. Do you remember the first time that a footballer that you idolized was younger than you?
Yeah, well, the way I go on about Calvin Phillips, really, it's a bit strange, yeah.
So I remember the first time was like, for me, I think Michael Tongue was the first player I was like, I'm going to get his name on the back of my shirt. And I was like, hang on. I'm now older than, that's younger than me. That's weird. And it was the first one that had really been like that. Say she tries to plug headphones in and her internet collapses. It couldn't handle it. We haven't had one of these where she stayed on through the whole thing.
No, I told her as well. Yes, bring headphones.
I did as well. I was the first one of this lot to go on her channel, and I was like, "Oh, you're not wearing headphones on this." Great.
The disappointment. Where are they?
I don't remember what I was saying.
No, getting people on the shirt.
Yeah, so he's 33, which I'm 38, and I'm not yet a manager of a German Bundesliga club. Yeah. And yet I know, and I felt I've always wanted to, I'm never going to be realistically. I don't speak great German. Ich möchte etwas essen. And I'm, but when you think when you're young, you can be anything. And then you get to a certain age and you realize, and then you see these really, really young people in high power positions and you just think, oh no, what have I done with my life? So for that reason, I don't want him to get the Chelsea job.
just for your own benefit of where you are at in your life right now.
Exactly.
You don't want to look across and think he's a manager of Chelsea Football Club and I work in radio.
Yeah, I'm glad you got that because actually, what reality had something much more important to say. But then, Elena dropping off, I totally forgot what it was and tried to salvage something from the sentence.
Right. Okay. I've got someone in the chat saying Elena's got to go. No, she's back. She's back. I didn't know if this was genuine. I was like, oh God, she's not coming back. Do you know Michael, Elena?
No, why?
Oh, right, okay. It's just he said Elena's got to go, and I was like, oh God.
Oh, that's sad. Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. We can hear you. Good. Locks. This Friday show, it just has me in kinks, man. It's good. Talk to me about Frank, mate.
Oh, I mean, I'm not too sure on if it's the right decision to sack him. I'm gonna go against the wind here. I think you look
What?
at yeah, I know. I mean,
Locks, something like that.
This is, by the way, this is coming from the man. This is coming from the man.
Yeah.
And that said, Man United winning the league would be a story.
well, I think Leicester winning it would be a bigger story, but yeah, Man United. No, I think the only reason I'm saying that, I don't like the guy. I'm not a fan of it. I hate Chelsea as well because of one man on YouTube who puts me off Chelsea every week, every time I watch his videos. And I don't know. I think it's you look at Ole. Look, that could all go tits up with Solskjaer now. You know they're doing well at the minute. You never know. In 2 months' time, they could be out with the top four. Who knows? But I think they have given him time, and it wasn't too long ago where we were sat on here and we were saying about Arteta, Solskjaer. How long have they got left? And Arsenal, a little bit of form at the minute, and Man United just sat top of the table. And I think, are they top or are Man City there? They are still top, aren't they? Anyway, they're near the top.
Their time looking at the top end of the Premier
I know.
You ask anyone, Burnley, West Brom, Fulham, they'll all tell you. You want to look at the bottom end.
But no, I think in the past few years, some managers at big clubs obviously they haven't been given much time at all, especially at Chelsea. But I think if they do give him another year, maybe another year and a half, who knows? They could be up there. It's quite obvious when you bring this amount of players in from abroad, it's not going to gel straight away. It's like you're on Football Manager or FIFA or whatever. It's not always going to work. So I think logically it makes sense to keep him a bit longer. Give him at least until the end of the season and see what he can do. But I don't think that's going to happen. But I think that's what should happen. But yeah, we'll see.
I don't agree with one bit of that, Locks, if I'm being totally honest. No, you make some good points. Fair enough. Elena, do you agree with Locks? Do you think he needs a year and a half?
I think he would have if he didn't spend so much money. As I say, I don't think he's got time because of how much he spent. I think he kind of sets himself up as he has to succeed because he spent so much. So yeah, I think that he hasn't got a choice but to actually either get some results now, or you're gone, because Chelsea, they spend a lot of money, they expect results. So yeah.
Yeah, good. And wouldn't surprise me if they still go after Corey's main man, Mr. Declan Rice as well, to be fair.
You're going to say David Moyes. Can you imagine that? David Moyes at Stamford Bridge.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Work.
David Moyes went to United, so
yeah, true.
To Manchester United.
Yeah.
The Chelsea fans, they're quite split on it from what I hear. There's some of them really, because they got that affection for Frank, and I get it. You've got a manager there that's got an affinity with the club, and I think Chelsea since the Romans come in, they've never had that. This is kind of other than maybe Di Matteo, but possibly that I can see why they want to persevere. I just think he's so young in the managerial game that he is going to make mistakes like this at a time, and it could be too soon.
Chelsea's not the team that allow for mistakes. He should have gone to a different team first.
Yeah, but
again, I feel like they set him. That they should have known what they're getting themselves into, and he knew what he was getting himself into by spending so much.
He only got that job because they had the transfer ban. That's clear. He never would have been close to it at all.
I just think I don't think they're going to give him a chance. I don't think they're going to give him too much time. I just personally don't.
We're just ignoring that season at Derby County.
Yeah, but that was...
Well, yeah, true.
no, come on, Locks. He didn't do enough there to go to Chelsea.
No, I mean, when you look at how they've done, the past couple of years, I suppose you could say he did all right, but...
No, I didn't. No, Locks, he didn't. He took them backwards, bro. No, genuinely. Yeah, he took them backwards. They went from 6 to 6 and had less points than the previous season.
Oh, right.
And he had Mason Mount and that.
And he had and he spent money on Mason Mount loan, Harry Wilson loan, Tomori loan. Look where they are now, bro. The Wayne Rooney and they're in a relegation dogfight. He didn't take them forward. Trust me. Honestly, this is the fallacy that the media build you into. He took Chelsea backwards last season, but the media will have you believe that he did amazing things with the young squad, that he brought all youth through.
Yeah, and they weren't even that young. They weren't even that young if you looked at the ages.
It's media, man. It's media.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, it's media. And that's why
I don't like Chelsea, so I'm loving this. So I'm all for it.
No, I'll give it to you because obviously I wasn't watching.
No, you're not going to know. That's what I mean. I get it. But this is what I'm saying. When people believe he's done these amazing things, when in reality he hasn't.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't.
Well, I agree with you that the ruddy media, they are the worst. In a totally unrelated matter, can I just mention that my media channel has a Vinnie Jones Q&A, which is happening on Tuesday at 6 p.m. I would love it if you join. It's free. It's on the BFBS Radio Facebook page. Links on the All Leeds TV Twitter.
We all love Vinny at Leeds United. He's an absolute legend, to be fair. And if Hal does us a solid, I don't know if he's had to pay for I don't know if he's had to pay a fee, but he could have a little word in his ear for us, and who knows, we might get to chat to him.
Yeah, I mean, I've run my own YouTube channel. I'd probably get him on that first. Because, seeing as he played for the Blades,
That's fair enough.
Might be my preference. But after I've bled him dry, I will then maybe ask him.
Yeah, see what you can do for us, mate. See what you can do.
As I was saying, the ruddy media.
It's different though, football journalism, innit? It's like, do you know what, as well, right? Like, after they were beaten by Leicester, seeing Jamie Redknapp squirm and try find reasons as to why Frank should still be, of course the manager should get but it's the players. When is it, if it was, Bielsa gets stick for not even speaking English, man. When he can, do you know what I mean? He chooses not to, so he doesn't have to engage with the terrible media. But this is the point I'm making, Yeah, there was a funny clip of him, like the other day prior to a press conference, talking away in English to the press, and then when it was due to start, he brought his interpreter in. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's just because he knows what they're all about.
Frank shouldn't be surprised because he digs out his players every other week if they're not trying to perform for him. So, he probably don't want to go down that route if he wants them to play for him.
Yeah.
Well, he's learned off Jose Mourinho. What do you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true though. That's
ultimate people person.
Yeah.
You're right. Do you remember when Mourinho said about Luke Shaw? Played with his brain.
You've got Luke Shaw, you've got De Bruyne, you've got Pogba, you've got Ndombele. I'm not even going to get into it. But yes, there's a lot of players that Jose Mourinho has done that too. So, of course, he's going to follow his legend, isn't he? And do that every week.
They've had a falling out, though, haven't they? They don't get on anymore, do they? Wasn't it over a testimonial or something like that?
Yeah. They've had a falling out, but I still think he would follow his footsteps in managing because he obviously managed him to that success. So he thinks, okay, the way that I could get out of everything is by blaming my players. It works for Jose. It will work for me.
It's never me. Yeah, it's never me.
It's never Jose Mourinho. It's always his players. God forbid we blame his dead tactics that he doesn't like to play football.
Does anyone else call their nads their testimonials?
No. What about you, Elena? Do you?
Well, I can't answer that. That's for you lot to answer.
And by the way, the headphones things, they're fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Look at my tiny head. It's
No
like
one cares.
it's
It's
really
a football
tiny.
fan channel.
Yeah,
know,
it's
you
fine.
look like.
Anyway, is it working better?
Yeah, it's genuinely. You even
Okay, so I'll do
really
this every
clear.
week then.
Yeah, do that.
I mean,
Stick with the
I
headphones.
preferred it when you were muted because I could say more, but you sound better.
All right, fine. I'll wear the headphones.
Love that. Love that. Right, okay, let's do some FA Cup chat then. Do you know what? I had a look this morning, first thing this morning when I woke up, started listening to a podcast preview, and then I turned it off and thought, nah, fuck it, it's FA Cup, I'm not interested. So I think I remember, Elena, you've got Wickham on Monday night. As for the rest, I don't know. So, Corey, no, genuinely, I don't. I don't care.
Fair. I understand.
But Corey, talk to me. Who have you got this weekend, mate? What's your thoughts ahead of the big game?
Yeah. I mean, we've got Doncaster at home at the London Stadium. So, listen, I've watched Darren Moore's side, and listen, they play some impressive stuff. I think we'll have more than enough. Again, like I said the other week, it's about rotation. If Mickey plays again, you run the risk of injury. He played in both Burnley and West Brom, and he scored in both games. So you can see how important he is. But I wouldn't risk him for more than 45. My biggest concern is obviously I think it's the following week or the week after. If we get through, we've got Liverpool and Man United. So obviously our cup run could be coming to a really, really short end. But we'll have more than enough to beat Doncaster and probably get kicked out of the cup by someone like United.
This is Darren Moore that was at West Brom, yeah?
Yeah, like his class. I think you think they're going to play a certain way, and they're in League One. They've got some really good youngsters in there on loan. I think they have one from Brighton as well that's really impressive. So again, you can't switch off against sides like that. They thrive on that type of occasion. But I think Moyes is going to play a pretty full-strength side, which is our only side because we've got no squad depth. So, it should be more than enough. Fingers crossed.
Ben Rama get a start? What's he been doing?
Yeah, Benny's improving. He's improving. I think it's taken time for him to adapt to the league. He's obviously.
Do you call him Benny?
Yeah, it's Benny, man.
He's got a nickname now. Yeah, he's doing big. Benny.
No, listen, he's got quality. I think Bowen adapted to the league a lot better because obviously his physical attributes and generally how he's brought into the side. But Ben Rama, in terms of his work rate off the ball, he is improving. He's got to be more decisive. I think in the Championship you get a lot of touches in there, and it's easier to get a shot off. Premier League, it's literally snap decisions. So, and he showed it. He got assist the other day, or at least was part of that assist for Soufal. So he's getting better. I think next season you'll see the best of Ben Rama. If I'm honest, I think it's just going to take him a bit of time to get used to our side.
Yeah, cool. So what's your score prediction, mate?
I'm gonna go 2-1. 2-1 West Ham. We'll concede. Yeah, Doncaster goal, I reckon.
Yeah, Doncaster first, probably as well, right? Doncaster 1-0 up.
I'll be stressing so bad. I'll be like, I can't do it against Doncaster. No, I think we'll be all right. Yeah,
good. Hope so. Asim, who loves to just say some random things. He was talking about Metal Gear Solid earlier, I think, and now he's asked Locks what football team he supports. He's a Leicester fan, mate. You've been listening. If you'd have been listening, Asim.
He's got the shirt.
He's also wearing a Leicester jumper.
Well, let's not have a go at Asim. If these guys are going to have a go at you and you want to throw money at Channel Sheffield United, where you can ask any stupid questions you like.
You can also come to LILYWHITETV. It's fine. You can ask the
money coming, buddy, because I'm not seeing any of this too
now. There was a night. There was a night where Asim just sent loads of WWE references. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm 32, but I love WWE. I still watch it. It is what it is. But he was just throwing loads of WWE references, and it got to the point where I was like, are you okay? Like, I don't want it to get to a point where, say, I don't know how old Asim is, but like I'm contacted by his parents because he's maxed out the credit card, just sending random things into ALLLEEDSTV TV.
Yeah, well, I don't care. So I'm going to start an OnlyFans just for you.
Just for Asim.
And you can see me toes or whatever.
God.
Locks, you've missed nothing. Don't worry, Locks, you've missed nothing. Just told him that you supported Derby County, and we're all set.
Yeah, great, man. Hal, who is it? Sheffield United have got in the next round of the.
It's the big one. It's on the BBC. Red button. It is Sheffield United against Plymouth Argyle. Green Army.
Green Army. I remember that advert. To be fair, what we expecting? Another win.
Yes, last time we played Plymouth had beaten 3-0, and previous time we put 4 past them, so we haven't played them too many times in recent years because we're better. But I will say 3-0 again. I'd be quite confident. They're going to mix things up a little bit, likely play Luke McCormick, their backup goalkeeper. He's got his own history, you can Google that. And we will go full strength. And weirdly, last time we played them, which was a long time ago, Chris Basham played for us, and he will be playing for us again against them. They were League 2, then we were League 1. So we're talking, long time ago, probably 2014.
Yeah, now what Premier League? Yeah, doing bits. And do you? Obviously, I think after this, Hal, you've got some really, really tough games, right? Is it City, United?
Yeah, West Brom away was tough. To be fair, this season they've all been.
Yes, I suppose.
Newcastle. It's been the worst sort of experience of my entire life. I've hated it. I've hated talking about it. I wish I wasn't doing a YouTube channel about it, and I don't like you bringing me on Friday and mentioning it.
Okay, sorry.
It's been awful. It's been, you know, if I could do it all over again, I don't think I'd get into football. I think I'd watch wrestling like Aston.
Sorry, mate. I'm really sorry.
I don't even like football that much. It's not even my main sport. You know? I've got like, you could probably see different things behind me there. I've got like baseball stuff. That hat, which is like Courtney Love, which is incredibly high and about to collapse.
Oh, nice.
Wow, he's on his own.
He's right. 30 Seconds to Mars, which I believe is a band. Is that a band?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? And I'm assuming that's one of their songs, Capricorn, a brand new name. Right, okay. So, yeah, well, look, you need to get a win, right, to give you any sort of hope against the two Manchester clubs, West Brom, and then I think you've got Chelsea as well. So it's a tough
about
run.
30 Seconds to Mars. They're from Los Angeles. Been making music since the early 90s.
Nice. Okay, we'll move on then. We'll move on, Hal.
You can tell I'm a radio DJ, can't you? If you want to
I was going to say.
I could just go, here's Jamiroquai.
do us it, please. Come on, give us one of your. Give us one.
A link.
Yeah, a radio segment. Yeah,
a radio segue. Okay, so. Well, of course, that was the soulful sounds of Joe Wainwright. And coming up next, we're going to hear what Locks has to say about another Leicester City game, which I'm sure will be as entertaining as it will be long. That's all on the way after Jamiroquai.
I don't know who Joe Wainwright is, by the way. My name's Joe Wayman, but okay, I'll let you have that one.
Damn it.
That was really professional, mate.
Lovely.
Yeah. I like that. Locks, who have Leicester got in the cup, mate?
Yeah, we've got Brentford. We got Brentford on Sunday.
Tough one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they did all right. They nearly got promoted last year. Obviously, since then they've lost two key players. You know, Watkins and Benny. Is it now Benny?
Yeah, Benny.
Benny
but I think they're third now. We had Natalie Sawyer on our channel last night, and she was
Name drop.
She was talking about Brentford this season, and she's quite hopeful of promotion. So yeah, it will definitely be a tough game. I think it'll be a bit more tough than the Stoke one, which we kind of cleaned up 4-0 on. But yeah, I think obviously no Vardy. I don't think he would have played anyway, so that's not much of a difference. We'll have a few kind of bench players on the pitch. Probably you're looking at Kelechi and Nacho. Wes Morgan might even be in contention for a start. So, yeah, Wes Morgan.
Is he still around?
Nice.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still at Leicester, to be fair.
He's played one Europa League game. So, he's actually played European football this year, but he's done about 85 minutes this season. That's about it. But, yeah, I think it's always going to be a tough game. They're towards the top of the championship, and, it will be a difficult game, but I think like Corey said about Doncaster, I think we've got enough to put them away and go into the next round. FA Cup, I'm not too bothered about the FA Cup, especially this season with obviously the Europa League. But Leicester, I think, hold the record for the most finals without winning the trophy, which is, believe it or not, only 4, which I was quite surprised at, seeing as how long the FA Cup's been around. But yeah, we've been to 4 finals, never won one, so it would be nice to get there this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think you could get beat, Brentford are a very, very good side. No, I don't mean it in a negative way, but like they are a very, very good side, and maybe you will change it up, rest some players. The league, is your sole focus, really, because you're doing bits. Champions League football's got to be the aim now at this stage. And I think that, Brentford are a great side, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it earlier, whether it was Elaine or Corey, but they said about Vardy. The thing with Vardy is that it's it will be a miss, but the biggest problem will be just not being available to come off the bench, and obviously
I'm gonna take credit because I said that.
Yeah, I mean, in the Arsenal game we played earlier on in the season when we won 1-0, like Vardy didn't start the game because he wasn't fully fit, and 80 minutes in we decided to bring him on, and he turned the game on its head and scored a goal and won us the game. So that's the thing that we're going to miss. In FA Cup and League Cup games in the past, we've rested Vardy, but we've brought him on, and he's done the job. So that's the problem, him not being available at all.
Yeah. And Elena will tell you, I mean, Brentford gave Spurs a good run for the money, right, in the semi-finals. So they're a good side. Asim's back as well and asks, "Hi, Hal. What's the other football team you support?" Don't tell, because you're taking Asim away from me. Asim pays for me kids' breakfasts.
He's going to put
you're taking food out of the kids' mouths.
He's going to put them through whatever university you want at this rate. Asim, see, I was about to say something. I'm self-editing. As I've got older, I've learned to self-edit. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I support one football team, which is quite common, and that is Sheffield United. I don't have an other football team. Obviously, if I was to pick one, having met Locks, it would be anyone but Leicester. Having seen what Corey's team do, it would be anyone but West Ham. I can't support Leeds because they're rivals of Sheffield United, even though most of my friends support Leeds because I grew up in Tadcaster. Elena. So I would probably
I was going to say we'll welcome you, but you not welcome anymore.
No, I'm joking. I really enjoyed going on your channel as well. I think I'm the first one from this group that went on your channel.
I was fuming. I was fuming. I started seeing these guests. I was like, fuming.
But I've been to America a lot, and I watched the Seattle Sounders in the MLS a few times, home and away. So I'd probably pick the Seattle Sounders.
Nice.
Head over to the Sounders Way, which is my new YouTube channel, just for Asim. I'm doing a live every night now. Throw that
Great. Honestly, wow. Andy just says, "Hallie's so dry, you should be at Ellen Road to help with the pitch." I don't know if people are aware, just if there are any, well, there will be Leeds fans in the chat. Obviously, we've actually, I don't know if any has seen the state of our pitch against Brighton. It was an absolute shit show. It genuinely looked like a local park. We've actually bought a pitch off Tottenham today for over the last few days for 300k. So they had a spare pitch turf. Because of they had it.
Are we the big money rollers in this?
No, they had it for they had it for the American football.
Yeah.
When that came over, so they must have seen our pitch and been like, Daniel Levy must have gone.
Well,
yeah,
Daniel money sign. We can make something. Exactly. That's it. Yeah.
When I was a kid, did you play at Roundhay Park like I did?
No, I've been to Roundhay Park. Yeah.
I mean, I used to play football there. I'm just saying, just play there until the end of the season. That'd be very, very sensible. Also, when I played
it's so bad, It was brutal. The pitch, terrible.
Well, you can thank Tottenham for your pitch now.
That's what I'm saying. But then again, we haven't won a game. Someone put on Twitter earlier. It was so funny. It was like, we haven't won a game in London for for years. And then we've gone and brought a pitch up from London, so it's not a good sign. But
mate, that's 4D chess.
Yeah, but it's random though, isn't it? Who would have thought you could buy a pitch off another club and just move the pitch?
Oh, Daniel has anything like spare. He's thinking, yep, I can get some money in. Not that that's going to go on our transfers. That would just go on him. But still.
I don't know what you can get for 300k. Yeah, here we go. Can't believe we got our grass from London. Who do exactly? So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm just glad that the pitch is getting relayed, man. And we've got we've got Newcastle away, which means we'll get to play on a decent surface, and then we'll be back at home. Yeah, but Elena, who is it? Spurs have got Wickham. That's the one that I do remember, and it's Monday night, right?
Yes. Yeah. We struggled last time. I don't know if anyone remembers, but it was like a 4-3 or 5-4. It was, and Son got the last minute winner. I mean, it was a definite struggle last time we played them in the cup, and that was under Poch. So I've learned not to underestimate them from that time. but we should win. I mean, if Jose Mourinho is here to install a mentality, then we shouldn't have the same problems, right? So, yeah, I assume that we can get the job done. I would like Højbjerg to sit at home, not even be on the bench. I would love if Kane didn't be involved at all either. These are players that are like being played all the time. I mean, Højbjerg's played like nearly every game and he's like burnt out. Like he will be burnt out soon. Like we can't keep playing him every game. So I would like a nice rotated squad with all our big players at home. If we're going to have one on the bench, I'd Son, but that's it. And then everyone else just be like kids and rotated. So like, I don't want to, I'll see it as a 2-0 win. But yeah, none of our big first team players. Like Ndombele have a rest, Højbjerg have a rest, Kane have a rest. I just want them all to chill. Ready for the Liverpool game because it's a big game.
Yeah, God, but
that's true. He can afford it with all those super chats.
With these, after this, they'll be going, Joe, can we have a fee for coming on, mate? Because that seems like spending a lot of money. I think
you know that you can buy like a first shirt, a second, a third shirt now as well from the fan shop. Is the future that you can buy pitches, and that's how much of a fan you are.
Daniel's going to
see something in this. He's going to see some business idea in this and definitely try and make some money.
Yeah, good old Joe Wainwright.
Joe Wainwright.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Don't worry about it, mate. I don't know your well, I do know your last name. It's Stuart because it's in front of me. There I was like, I don't know, and I was like, yeah, I do actually. It's there. Vladimir, you never replied, man. You never replied on whether or not you wanted Frank to stay or not. I did watch a bit of the Football Terrace the other night, and you were saying I think Jody Morris should go, and not Frank. I mean, they're both as bad as each other for me, but they're both just shite, man. They both were at Derby, shite. They both at Chelsea, shite. No, it's what it is, and yeah. Right, where am I going with this now? I don't really know. I don't really know where I'm going. I'm trying to think where I was going.
This is me when I'm hosting. This is what I'm like. I don't know what I'm doing.
Normally I'm good at wagging, but I'm like looking at it. I don't know where I'm going next. But we're almost at an hour, so we'll get to our we'll get to our quiz questions anyway. But we've had a question in from Asim. Although I might not let Asim come up on the screen unless it's a super chat. I'm only joking. He says, "Where's Leia?" No, I think that's it. Someone did say earlier on that Hal looked like Princess Leia with them headphones on. Unless they're saying it's Elena now because she's got them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but mine need to be a bit closer to my head because this gap is really funny.
Can I just point out that I've been told on this channel that I look like two people, both of whom are deceased. And I think that's quite insulting.
I mean, you brought the David Guest thing up, man. And I just went, wow, yeah, that is so true.
Who remembers who said what, Joe Wainwright? Who remembers?
Luke Williamson says, Frank mentioned in his presser that he's not happy with ALLLEEDSTV and how you're portraying him on YouTube. Yeah, he's had a go at one of the athletic writers as well for having a go at him, to be fair. But
can Jose Mourinho watch my videos and maybe we'll change the way we play, please?
Like, if you win, man, what does it...
That's fine. Against Sheffield United, we played great, but it's not when we're drawing to Fulham and we're drawing to Fulham, having 1-0 up leads against like Wolves, against Crystal Palace, against Fulham. All these games could have easily been wins against Newcastle. Then it's his tactics where we go 1-0 up and we sit back. Okay, maybe not the Newcastle game because that was unlucky, but the other games where we go 1-0 up and we sit back, that's my issue because we've got the talent to go forward. Our strengths lie in attack and we act like our strengths are defence. I think the bottle in the leads is down to the tactics because before that, we were playing, before we get a goal, we play brilliant football. And then it's once we get a goal, Harry Kane then turns into a CDM and has more touches in our own box than the opposition box. That is an issue for me when it's Harry Kane having more touches in your own box and the fact that he's playing he's got one of the deepest average positions on the pitch in most games. And that is an issue because he should be up there ready to get goals, just like Son. So, yeah.
But, devil's advocate, do you not think that you're getting more out of Harry Kane this season overall by him doing that? Like, you know, he might not get as many goals, But in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
like, someone said to me
100%.
the other night that Harry Kane will get Player of the Season.
100%. I don't mind him being a creator and stuff and assisting. I just don't like it when we're going 1-0 up and we sit in our own half. And yes, he's sitting a bit deeper. He's playing more of an actual number 10 role, so he is like creating a bit more. But I think that the issue is that we're not even playing with intent to win. We play with intent not to lose. That's my issue. I feel like we have the players to play that we want to win a game, not go out there to draw, not to lose the game. And I feel like it's shown against Wolves where we were all over them. Against Palace, as soon as they equalise, by the way, we go straight at them. So yeah, I think that it's like it's not we've been pegged back, because the minute we concede, we somehow manage to go at them. So for me, that's a tactical change. As much as he says it's not, I do not believe you, because as I say, whenever we concede, we tend to go back out there. So even when we conceded against Sheffield United, we then went back and attacked again and got the goal. But that normally happens when it's an equaliser. Sorry, you're our latest game. What can I do?
Pick another game. Pick any.
No, you were
game.
good against Leeds, man. You gave us a bit of hiding, because when you did go on, I thought you would switch it.
If we didn't play it that way against you lot and didn't win, I would have been very annoyed, because you lot are very open. We just need to counter you and we'll get goals because of the quality of our front three. So realistically, we will get goals if we come at you. So I would have been very annoyed if we didn't win that game due to how open you are. But it was set up perfectly, that game, for Jose Mourinho. It's perfect tactics for him.
Elena, I like how you just paused there. Our front.
No, I was gonna say no. I'll tell you why. Because I was thinking, do I say 3 because Bergwijn doesn't really contribute up top? But I was like, I won't go into that rant. So I'll say 3, even though it's really 2.
And can you answer this, please?
I mean, I don't know who that's to. I don't understand that question.
Joe,
but you tell me.
You weren't going to put Aston's up unless, and then he
come to LILYWHITETV, pay the money, and then tell me where she is, because I'm not really sure.
Yeah. He said maybe Leah come on tomorrow. I don't know who Leah is. Ask him. I've never had a Leah on this channel. Genuinely,
we've got a Leah. We've got a Leah. We're gonna have as many Leahs as you want, Asim.
I actually gone.
Yeah. It's the same. I'm sorry. It's not. No, because I do.
For that money, mate, I'll be Leah. You can do whatever you like for a tenner.
No, because there is something in the back of my mind that goes, this is wrong. Something, you know what I mean? I don't know.
How is on top form today? I actually can't.
Yeah, he is. He's brilliant, isn't he? That's what I mean. That's why we won't let him go once Sheffield United are relegated.
Yeah, you've got to stay.
Yeah.
You said Sheffield United are going down. How dare
you? You said it, which means I actually say it. Yeah.
It's like if you have a go at your own kids, I'm allowed to say it. Someone else isn't.
This is a good friend, good point from Lad to Leeds, a podcast, Leeds fan, great guy. Had him on the other day. He hates how opposition say because of how open you are. I get it. And there will come a time, and I was saying this yesterday, there has to come a time where it's not acceptable. That will probably be next season. We're happy doing what we're doing right now and getting beat and getting spanked. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. But there will come a time as a Leeds United fan that I'll say, no, I'm not accepting this anymore. That's not.
It's just got to be a plan B. You can play like that way, but not against everyone.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah, like, imagine going to Old Trafford and playing like that. You might concede 6.
Oh, you went there. You went there.
That was class, to be fair.
Thanks, Corey. I like Corey so much more than Locks now.
Well, right, okay. We've done an hour. Has everyone got the question?
Yeah. Remember on Facebook when you used to have remember on Facebook you used to have the top 8 friends?
Yeah.
And you used to be able to move them. So like Corey would have just moved up. Like spaces, and Locks would have been right down. He's now in the bottom 8 position.
Yeah. I'll take it, because when we beat you in a few weeks, you won't talk to me again. So
yeah, right now, I'll keep it.
I'll just do it for now. Yeah,
you'll be out of the 8 altogether.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, actually, it came to me earlier. I was going to say, who's your cup upset of the week? But do any of you know the fixtures. I know this is sort of a preview show. We maybe do this, but
I would have said Brentford, to be fair.
yeah.
I think that's probably likely. But, I mean, other than that, I haven't seen anything.
Wolves are beating
Yeah.
Chorley.
Yeah, that's
1-0.
not. That's a spoiler alert. It'll finish like that. I think Doncaster could be the real.
Oh,
the real-
come on now.
the real shock.
Come on.
I mean,
Come on.
like I said, we struggled against Wickham last time, so you never know. History repeats itself. We literally had to get Son on for a 90-minute winner. So
Yeah.
Plymouth.
We're just going for each other's. Yeah. There we go. Maybe Leah will come on tomorrow and join the Leeds TV team. Yeah, I will find you a Leah Assin. If not, Hal will come back with his hair in bunches, dressed as Leah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what you've just written there, steam will come out of your TV.
Hey God! Right, okay. Question time. I've not got one, to be fair, so I'm going to Google one.
you
While
did
someone
this
else.
last week as well.
I know. See, I've not been prepared tonight at all, but I have been live every day. I'm absolutely knackered. There is an excuse. I have an excuse, and
It has come across.
yeah, and we're not in the FA Cup. My apologies. But I will up my game for next time. But yeah, question time. Who's Corey?
Yeah, right.
Bit of
Which
enthusiasm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
come on.
Well, look, I've done a lot of research behind this, so right, just hear me out. So, which two teams have had the most appearances in FA Cup finals?
Say that again, sorry.
Which two teams in the whole football pyramid have had the two most appearances in the FA Cup finals?
I mean, I'm gonna
what do you mean, like final or
Final, yeah. So, what two teams have reached the final the most times? The time is 20. So, who are those two teams?
20?
I'll
I was
say-
thinking it was Leicester at first, just based on what Locks had said earlier.
I'll say Arsenal and Liverpool.
Man U and Liverpool.
I'm gonna go Arsenal and Man U. It's got to be Arsenal in my opinion.
Arsenal, Liverpool.
It's Arsenal, Man U. I thought it might have been Liverpool, but nah.
I got it
obviously
right
Arsenal
for
won it the
once.
most.
Yay!
Yeah, Arsenal have won it a lot as well, haven't they? To be fair, that's all they.
Yeah, I think they've
used
won
to
it the
win.
most, unfortunately.
Good question, though, that mate. Take a lot of research, did it?
It took me a couple of hours, mate. I was just sitting there going.
Years, hours, we've gone down.
No, but I was worried actually because it was an Arsenal one. I said about Arsenal last week with Fabregas. I can't go down that route again. Otherwise, I'm a Leeds fan. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Maybe you're a
I'm West Ham fan.
closet Arsenal fan, not a closet Leeds fan.
I mean, they hate us the same, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, who's next?
I'll go, yeah. Which country has appeared in 3 World Cup finals but never won the competition?
Oh, I know this one, man.
Brilliant.
Is it like a
or
really
do I?
rubbish country?
Oh,
When you say finals, do you mean
The final.
the final? Oh, the final, right?
I think I've got an answer.
Yeah, it could be Holland.
Holland, yeah.
Holland, yeah.
Holland.
Is everyone going
Sure.
Holland?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I have no
yeah,
idea.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Someone's
it's
put
a rubbish
Uruguay,
question.
but they were actually the
They won
first winners. Yeah, they were the first winners, I believe. Is that right, Hal?
Yeah, and they also won the second one.
Did they? I just always know them as being the first. It's one of them questions that's like, who was the first winner? Yeah. Cool. I've got my question.
Yeah, me too.
3 players share the record for the most Premier League red cards. That number being 8. Who are they?
Yeah, it's fine, Joe. You go first.
Yeah, I run this gaff, mate. So
Robbie Savage has got to be on there, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Most red cards, 8.
Yeah.
Patrick Vieira, surely.
he's one. Yeah.
Yes, Vieira definitely. Yeah. I don't know.
Roy Keane?
No.
Oh.
It's tough. Is it someone foreign?
No.
Oh, okay.
One of them's Scottish. Oh no, they're not English, but they're not
Okay.
foreign. If that makes sense.
Okay, it does.
No idea.
No.
Scottish.
What era? Can you give us an era?
No, mate, you know what I'm like. You asked me that question.
Another question,
No, what was it? Aguero.
Yeah, or Thierry Henry or something.
Yeah. Right, one was at City, the other at Everton.
Done.
Yeah, the other at Everton.
Oh, Duncan Ferguson, man.
Yeah, big time. There you go. Well done. They're the three. Who's next?
How good?
Ladies first.
Are you sure? Because you got a bit.
Oh, he did that last week as well. He
Yeah,
just
he
sticks
did.
around to be chivalrous, doesn't he?
Yep, this is
Okay.
all part of my game plan.
So, who became the first player who has scored a goal in every single minute of the game?
Wow.
Great question.
That is a
Great
beauty.
question. I'm sure I'd remember that game.
No, in the game, not a game.
I think that was Messi.
Oh, it's Ronaldo, I think.
What in every? That is some going.
That's a great question. Francesco Totti.
I think
I
Messi did it first.
I don't know. I'm good. I don't. Just because at fastest, I don't know. I'll go Mane. I don't know. I know it's not, but just because he scored the fastest goal.
It's Ronaldo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Great question. Great question.
I'm gonna write that down. Having that. That is a
Yeah,
beauty.
it's a good one, that. Who won the first World Cup?
Who won the second one as well?
No, I'll tell you what. Last time you asked me to do an impression, and you have to guess.
Oh,
who the person
yeah.
was.
Yes.
Oh yes, yes.
Right, Elena. This one's you're the only one who's allowed to guess first. All right.
Why?
Because it's an old impression, and all the others are, I think, significantly older than you.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Nah.
So, you ready?
All right, go on.
Okay. Now then, young man. Who's that?
Sorry, I don't know.
And that's why I wanted you to have a go, because I think that's
I
really
have-
easy.
I have no idea, but it was pretty
thank
funny.
You. Thank you. So it's not a great impression if you've got no idea.
No, it probably is good. I just probably don't know the person.
It is.
Or
it
I
is
do
good.
when you.
It's literally spot on.
You can't.
Chaps.
Is it Jimmy Hill?
For God's sake.
Sorry, man.
You know who it is.
I know.
You're taking the mick, aren't
No,
you?
I'm not, I swear.
Do it again. Do it again.
Joe, I'm doing a football manager. I'm not doing shovel.
Who did it manage?
Shovel. Forest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Clough.
Well,
Yeah.
Jimmy Hill.
I didn't want to swear because he normally says now then shit house. I didn't want to say that.
yeah, but then when you went now then and followed it up by another one, it was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounded like Savile. I know that now.
You did that on purpose, man. You did that on purpose. That's wrong on so many levels. Oh God,
Yeah, it was,
man, you'll be getting this off.
It was
Right.
It was Brian Clough. You all went there.
Yeah. Right, great. Yeah, we're getting people in the chat now as well, so we'll leave it. But
you don't want that constantly. Those names in the chat, do you?
no,
Asked
definitely
him to
not.
ask another question. He said, "Where is Chloe?" Apparently.
Chloe.
Who are these people? Where do they come from?
Yes, it didn't
know.
go well, didn't it? That went better in my head.
Yeah. Have you been sat on that all week as well, thinking this is what I'll do?
It was Clough. It was so obvious.
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't even think of Savile.
Class. Have you heard that story about Clough, the goalkeeper? What's his name?
Yeah, that's Crossley. That's who I was doing.
Crossley. Yeah, and he goes, now in shit house. Yeah.
I didn't
If you
want
haven't
to
heard
swear,
that
I don't
story,
like swearing.
oh. Basically, he sends his goalkeeper to go to his son's Sunday league and makes him play there. Yeah, it's just mad. Anyway, right. Okay, that's that. It's been all over this show, but yeah. Been all over today, but it's been a laugh, and that's what it's all about, man. It's all good, guys. Have you got anything apart from, of course, Tuesday 6 p.m? Hal is speaking to Vinnie Jones on
The BFBS Radio Facebook page. It's free. Put your questions in to Vinny. I will ask them. He is a top man.
Yeah, hey, I like what you did there. Corey, have you got anything coming up on the West Ham Y?
Yeah, nice impression, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
what belongs tomorrow, and then we've obviously got a quick turnaround for Crystal Palace on Tuesday. So yeah, all busy at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I'm just glad. I can't wait to play a football game. We've had ages off, so we've got Newcastle, and then, of course, Locks is Leicester. So we'll be having Locks back at some point as well to do an opposition preview. But Locks, what's going on your channel, my man?
Set 7:15 next Friday. We'll have former Leicester and Sheffield United midfielder Dean Hammond on. So we'll be just asking him some questions about Leicester this season and probably Sheffield United as well. See what he has to say. And yeah, just asking him about his time at Leicester. So yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Make sure you check that out. How I want to know how Locks is getting all these ex-pros, current Sky Sports presenters. Like, I need to tap in.
Yeah, we need this secret because
Just
I mean, you
DM,
don't have
isn't
to. You don't have to
DMs.
give it us now, Locks. But yeah, we'll speak afterwards. Elena, what's going on with you? Just live streams all over the shop.
Pretty much. Well, tomorrow I've got a live stream on my channel planned with like some Chelsea fans, United fans, Arsenal fans. It's going to be talking about the managers. So there will be obviously Jose Mourinho arguments with the Chelsea fans. There's going to be Frank questions. There's going to be like Ollie, how Arteta and Ollie have turned things around and their feels. So that's tomorrow at about 7. I also have
toxic stuff. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we're not involved because we're not up there with the big boys. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
No, but you love your manager, so there's no controversy. But you will be on my channel. We understand Joe wants to come on the channel.
Yeah, well,
he's definitely going to be on. But yeah, other than that, it would just be like normal interviews and stuff. So yeah.
Cool. Make sure you check everyone's content out. They are genuinely top folk, and they give up their Fridays to this. It'd be interesting to see when lockdown's finished, if they're still in on Fridays and if they're not out on the tiles. I'm too old and don't drink. I don't drink, so I'm too long in the tooth for that. So I'll still be here, but I'll probably be me and Hal. These will all be out on the pop, and it'll just be me and Hal.
Why'd you pick me? I could be really loads. You don't know how many friends I've got. Oh, I've got loads. Just have a look at the top 8 of my MySpace.
class. Honestly, thank you as always. Plenty of love in the chat as always as well. It's class. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next Friday. And really Oscar will be back tomorrow. Yeah.
That didn't go well.
No, it didn't, man. Let's end it.